All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Buffalo Bills. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
His first carry. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
All right, here we go.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 14 yards there on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a third down. And they'll run it here. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. Strong start by this defense. Third and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
They go play action here on first down. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing routes. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
On second down, here's Smith. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps them pick up the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Smith. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And this will complete to Will Fuller. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up fourth down. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Bills send the punter out as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Atlanta now coming out on the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that can put your team in some jeopardy?
Allen, he's going to rifle one deep left side. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Here's a give to Smith. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot!
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
A 1st down carry for Smith. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. A handoff to Smith. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Here we go now. 3-19.
The pitch goes to Smith. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Throwing now is Allen. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. On first down, Lawrence. There he goes inside the 30. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up the first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. Being chased out left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lawrence dancing to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And they might think about going for it here, but it's still just the 2nd quarter. Take the 3 points, tell the defense you believe in them, and let them get the ball back for you.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
This is fielded at the goal line. A spin.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to the...
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the gun, Lawrence. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
To throw on third down, Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now, to be frank, a silly penalty there trying to block the field goal, and that leads to a fresh set of downs. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll lead here to a third down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That's their second, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. The Bills on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Buffalo after this. Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
To throw again, Lawrence. Now he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
To throw on 2nd down, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. As his guys are in for 6, and the Bills will extend their lead. He took the hit when he threw that ball. Maybe the O-line just thankful that that worked out for a touchdown.
Yeah, because, you know, their pride is don't let that guy get hit, no matter what, under any circumstances. But anytime it pays off in a touchdown, they'll figure out how to block a little bit better going forward.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a nice spin. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Over the middle, complete. It's Hall. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle. He can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down, looking for the end zone. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Bills. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing on 1st down. Lawrence, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. From the gun, it's Allen, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away, and it's 2nd down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone.
Allen operating from the gun. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
No. Check. Patriot.
Allen now on 3rd and goal. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And this one is right through. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Handoff, running left, Smith. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Allen now from the gun. He'll throw. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, we can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Stephon Tuitt. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Gun.
Operating from the gun. Lawrence. He's going to go for a big play. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bills have broken the tie. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away, and it's second down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Going to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
From the gun, Allen got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now Allen operating from the gun. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And again, it's Allen. Forced out to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And here's Allen. From the gun, he'll throw. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the score. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he loses the football a second time. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. It's complete to Fuller. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Bills' passing game getting them down the field. They've got another first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On first down, Lawrence. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And on the ground they go with the running back. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And his kick is indeed good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. Allen now on first down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Hot.
On first down, Allen. His throw caught right around the 6. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, Allen. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Now Allen to throw. Operating from the gun. And his throw here is incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot! Hot!
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
And got his man complete. That goes for a gain of 31. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception in this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball to their territory.
And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7th. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And they'll run it here. He's got room to run past the 20. And finally taken down at the 36-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2. Off play action, Lawrence. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Time for a break. The Bills send the punter out as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. We're back to finish this one off after this. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, it totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To throw is Allen. Buying time to his left. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Allen. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now Allen. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. One final try here for Allen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Allen to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you've kind of run out of your running plays. Fire another one into the end zone.
Allen going to throw on 3rd and goal, but moving the pressure right. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Now Allen, gotta have this one. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and it would appear the Bills are going to win the football game. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead, barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Bills, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the New York Jets come to town. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.